Hello, thank you for joining with me. Today we are in A Course in Miracles, Workbook for Students, Lesson 257 in Part 2 of the workbook. Let me remember what my purpose is. If I forget my goal, I can be but confused, unsure of what I want, and thus conflicted in my actions. No one can serve contradicting goals and serve them well. Nor can he function without deep distress and great depression. Let us therefore be determined to remember what we want today, that we may unify our thoughts and actions meaningfully, and achieve only what God would have us do this day. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Let us not forget today that we have no will but yours, and thus our purpose must be yours as well, if we would reach the peace you will for us. And now we will move to the commentary by Robert Perry and Alan Watson. This is the practice suggestion commentary by Robert Perry. As you begin your day, I suggest spending a moment going through the day you normally have, trying to see how you are usually serving contradictory goals. See yourself reaching after the goals of the world and then at other times reaching after the goal of God. Try to get in touch with how divided this makes you feel, how it makes you unsure of who you are, and how it makes you feel that you will never reach either set of goals, the earthly or the heavenly, simply because you are given each set only half of your energy. Then spend another moment imagining what your day would be like if you only pursued the goal of God today. If you unified your thoughts and actions behind that single goal and therefore achieved only what God would have you do today. Ask yourself how that day would feel, and then dedicate today to being that day. Let me remember what my purpose is. And this is the commentary by Alan Watson. The purpose this lesson is alluding to is forgiveness. Over and over, the Course tells us that forgiveness is our function, our purpose, our reason for being here, and it is our only function. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. What if today I remembered that forgiveness is my only purpose? What if I realized that whatever else happens, if I forgive everything and everyone I see today, I have fulfilled my function? What if I realized that all the things I think are important are nothing compared to this purpose? When I am behind that slow driver while trying to get someplace on time, forgiving is my purpose and not getting there on time. Not getting there on time, not and. In any situation of conflict, forgiveness is my goal, not winning. When the person from whom I am seeking signs of love fails to respond, forgiveness is my goal, not getting the response I seek, and so on. What kind of difference would it make if I really made forgiveness my primary goal? My only goal. Let's do this. Let's do this every day. If I forget the goal, I will always end up being conflicted, trying to serve contradictory goals. The inevitable result of conflicting goals is deep distress and great depression. Sound familiar? As we begin the spiritual path, we are almost always conflicted because we have adopted a new, higher goal without really letting go of the older ones. We are trying to serve two masters, which reminds me of the time I had a job where I was taking orders from two bosses. What a time of distress and depression that was. The only way to peace of mind in our lives is to firmly settle on a single purpose or goal, and to continually put that above everything else. We need to unify our thoughts and actions meaningfully by recognizing that God's will for us is forgiveness and seeking to do only that. Now, if you will please close your eyes and join me in the meditation for today. We're going to have a silent meditation, and then we will read what is sin section for today. Let me remember what my purpose is. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Let us not forget today that we can have no will but yours, and thus our purpose must be yours as well, if we would reach the peace you will for us. Let me remember what my purpose is. Thank you so much for joining with me in that meditation. Now we will read What is Sin? Part 4 of Part 2 of the workbook, Paragraph 4, Sentence 1 through 3. A madman's dreams are frightening, and sin appears indeed to terrify. And yet what sin perceives is but a childish game. The Son of God may play, he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. And we will stop there, and I will read the commentary by Alan Watson. The lesson compares our belief in sin and the projected illusions we have made to support that belief into a madman's dreams. The dreams of a madman can be truly terrifying. Likewise, our out-picturing of sin in this world can also be very frightening. Sin appears indeed to terrify. Sickness, death, and loss of every kind cannot but result in terror in us. The illusion is not gentle. Yet what sin perceives is but a childish game. None of it really has any lasting consequence. In the light of eternity, our wars and plagues are no more real and no more frightening than a child's imaginary war between superhero action figures. There is no question that this is very hard to accept, particularly when you are in the middle of it all, believing it to be real. Yet it is what the Course is saying. If the body does not really live, it does not really die. The Son of God may play that he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. But that is not really the case. It is just a game we are playing. None of it really means what we think it means. When we go to a movie, we may weep when a character we have identified with suffers loss or dies. Yet, a deeper part of our minds knows that we are watching a story. The actor did not really die. And at some level, the Course is asking us to respond to what we call life in the same way, with a deeper level of knowledge that knows that any life God created cannot ever die. The character in the movie may die. We may weep, and yet underneath all that, we know it is only an imaginary game and not the final reality. Lesson 257. Let me remember what my purpose is. Thank you so much for joining with me. I love you. Have a beautiful day. A beautiful day spent in forgiveness. Constant forgiveness. I love you.